Today on the channel, we get savage once again. Ooh, yeah, maybe not that savage, but we get the Savage Crucible, Shadow Slate, Lemurian.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Savage Crucible unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got the Shadow Slate Lemurian. But for all your Savage Crucible needs, better head to SavageCrucible.com. But for everything else under the sun, hit up Entertainment Earth, use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10% on in-stock items, anything over $79. Does ship free, and it'll be interesting if the Savage Crucible eventually goes to the Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, DJC Collectibles of the world in the future. Right now, Series 2 of the Savage Crucible line is up for pre-order, so if you're after those, better swing over there and hit those up. However, I got one of these figures sent to me to take a test run on, and man, I was blown away. So check out my other Savage Crucible review, and it made me pretty itchy for some more figures, and that's what I did. I pulled the trigger and bought a few more of these, including this bit of Army Builder here at a fantastic price of $19.99 on this one. Yes, it is bare bones, doesn't have a ton of the armor, weapons, things like that, but an amazing, amazing figure, and for $20, you cannot go wrong with this. You want to mix this with other toy lines. You want to mix this with your G.I. Joe. You want to mix it with some Super 7 stuff. You want to mix it with some Mythic Legions. You could be their guest, I'm sure. But very cool here, bare bones figure, and that's what we're going to take a look at today. And of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So without further ado, the Shadow Slate Lemurian, I could see them easily re-releasing this in many different color combinations in the future. You got to get the most out of your molds, and we know how that goes. And most of these companies like Savage Crucible do a good job of that, but there's something cool special about this one. Feels very basic, but that is a lot of its charm here. You could have this guy guarding a gate, guarding a cellar, doing something like that. There's a lot of things you could do with this one, I do feel. A little bit plainer in the box as well. No NECA style flap on this one, just a bubble window here. And maybe you go deep underground, you get this guy to autograph it for you. Who knows? Who knows? But looking good right there. Savage Crucible down low. A few accessories in this one. Like I said, bare bones, as we do know. You got the name on the side there, Savage Crucible over here. Got the name on the top, jibber jabber UPCs down here. A little bit of a story on the back right here. Let's see if I can read this real quick. Here on this world, your spirit is a weapon, as much as the one in your grip. There's something in each of us tied to the universal's life building blocks. Fire, rock, air, sea, flesh, and spore. In this world alone, in all the cosmos, you get to bring them all out. Savage Crucible. Okay, well, whatever. Whatever that means. It's an interesting packaging design. It does feel very NECA-like, as I said in the last review. It also kind of reminds me of those Christian bookstores. And I don't hang around in a lot of Christian bookstores. You can believe it, I don't. But you're at the mall, you're walking around, you kind of see it, and you see the window, you see stuff. It kind of has that kind of a feel to it. I don't know. I would have liked to have seen a little bit fancier writing, maybe graphics, something like that here. I mean, talk about nitpicking. I'm a loose collector, so it doesn't really matter that much. But it does kind of have that kind of Christian bookstore vibe to me. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. You guys sound off in the comments below. And I wish my dad was sitting right here, because he is really a big fan of these figures as well. And he's like, hey, this is based on this oldest time story. And he started sitting there and telling me the whole story about it. And we could really use his help in videos like this. Say, Dad, tell me about these Lemurians again. And he'd tell me the whole thing about the lost civilization. And he'd go on and on. It's a wild thing. And it's always good to have my dad for a little extra insight. But, you know, it's a blessing when you have that kind of stuff. And unfortunately, we're all very unlucky, as my dad refuses to be in this unboxing. What do you do? What do you do at this point? I don't know what you do, but would have been nice to have him here for a little extra commentary for sure. Maybe next time, or maybe not, of course. But we do get a little trading card in here. Everybody loves a little foil pack. Oh, I feel like I'm back at the gas station after school, getting my quarters together, maybe hitting up the car wash and hitting the coin return, and oh my gosh, I just got some coins. I'm going to buy some baseball cards or something. It's kind of how it feels right there. See you later, goodbye. And we get the Savage Crucible card. Oh my gosh, a Lemurian Savage. I know nothing about this. I don't know how to play any of these games. Never have. Never had the time. I don't know. I think you just give them one of this. I think you're playing and you just go like this. Bam. Winner. That's what you do. I think, and then you walk off. Maybe you flip the table up on your way out. I don't know. Choose your own adventure. But you do have the little card game. So apparently you can play a card game along with this if you want to. It is your choice. Love the map back there. I guess we're world building is what that is. We got a little map on the side. See you later. Goodbye. Pretty cool, all things considered there. Looks like we get a little baggie here. Oh my gosh, we got a little tape on that baggie. But we do get a nice little baggie, and I'm here for it. I love it when companies, Valiverse used to do this. I'm not sure if they do anymore, but they give you a little baggie with the figures, and you can put all your accessories in there. I always think that is a nice little touch, so I will save that, of course. Plastic prison. Oh my gosh, throwing hands around. We're throwing things around. It's getting wild right here. He is locked in at the waist. That seems to be the only spot. I'm here for that. That's all you need, if you ask me. So he's locked in at the waist. Pop out this Lemurian. Oh, everybody loves a Lemurian, unless you're afraid of snakes, like my grandma, of course. I've told you about my grandma and her snake fears. I couldn't even bring the LJN or Hasbro Jake the Snake Roberts to my grandma's house. She was that deathly afraid, see you later, of snakes when I was a kid. Wild, wild times. Like, Grandma, it's just a toy snake. I don't care. It's not allowed. So when I'd come over, I'd have to leave those snakes at home. Jake would come snakeless, and his win-loss record at my grandma's didn't do so hot because he was missing out on his snake. But that's the way it goes. We all got a snake, and we all got to know how to use it at the end of the day. There you go. Let's dive into it here. We got two gripping hands out of the package. We got some creepy hands here. We got some reptilian hands like they're going to grab you. Here for that all day long. I did buy two of these guys, so I'm going to make them as different as possible as I can. I'm going to have these two guys flank some of the other guys. That is at least my plan there. We do see these big swords. We saw these before with a little bit more paint apps, I believe. But this works here. Plain Jane Silver, looks real nice. Big blade, got some dings and dents in it. It's been used. It's chopped a head or two off, as we see. But we get two of these looking beautiful there. You got to have a weapon of some kind, of course. But now we get down to the Lemurian Guard. And man, this guy's just smooth as butter. I love the articulation. I love the feel on here. We get sometimes figures from NECA, Super 7, Mythic Legions, where you're just like nervous you're going to snap the joint. This is so smooth like butter. I absolutely love it. I love just even moving the joints around. There's just like a feel to it, if I can explain that right. I don't know, but really love the articulation on these figures. And we're going to start off with the head here. We've seen it before. We got those red eyes with the yellow pupils, the little black reptilian-like splits in there. Looks like he just walked off the set of the V TV show back in the day. Looking very good, very reptilian. Love that kind of dark, creepy color to it. Almost has a dinosaur feel to it as well. And that hinged jaw is just an absolute game changer. So much personality in the head sculpt on these. You got so many different personalities just moving that jaw up and down, full on open or full on closed. Just so cool. Absolutely love the figures on here, or love the faces on here. Just very, very nice. Very, very nice. Very nice. Can't beat the heads on here for sure. Then you get a very scaly body throughout, as you can see. This Lemurian, though, he really works on that six-pack. He's got a shredded six-pack, looking real nice there. Good for him, making time for fitness. Making time for fitness no matter what's going on. Not making a lot of time for clothes. He's got a torn and tattered kind of loincloth going on, I guess we'd call that. It does feel and look on brand there. He doesn't want his junk hanging out, but he's got his junk hanging out the back end there with his tail, of course, and the tail does have articulation on it, which is always nice. You get a little side to side, up and down, all that kind of stuff going on. So you've got a tail looking good. Of course, head back and forth, side to side, up and down. Talked about the jaw being movable. Butterfly shoulder, a little bit out of the back there, of course. You get the arms that go all the way around for us. Bicep cut looking good. Double jointed pinless elbows. Hands removable back, forth, side to side. Hula hoop at the top. Traditional waist as well. Those big old Lemurian splits right there looking very, very nice. Leg does go up. No thigh cut, but you do get the side to side there. You do get the double jointed pinless knees, ankle rocker back and forth, side to side, up and down. And you got that Todd McFarlane toe articulation. We know it, we love it. We want some more of it. We might say that as well. But very plain Jane, but it gets the point across. It's doing exactly what it needs to do here in what it represents. Absolutely love this. Like I said, I got one sample, and that's a good thing for these toy makers out there. There's so many third-party companies or companies that aren't part of the big Mattel, Hasbro kind of world. And a lot of people, it flies under the radar. So for them sending me one of these, hey, it made me jump into the line, buy the rest of Series 1, and now I'm going to pre-order Series 2. So, man, it worked. And that's what some of these companies need to do, because a lot of people, without reviewers and other things, they don't get the word out. It flies under the radar. That's kind of the way it goes. So good marketing on them. I think that works pretty good. And he does fit on a Mattel ringside collectible stand for those keeping track at home as well. Discount code Kyle. You guys know how that goes. Save 10%. But looking good as far as the Lemurian goes. Maybe a little bit nightmare fuel, I would say, this guy here. A little creepy, a little scary, but I'm here for it if I can get him to stand on the stand. Well, he wants to lean back a little. Let's get straighten him out. Well, maybe he won't fit on the stand so good. He fits, but he's wanting to do the lean. He's wanting to do that gangster lean is what he wants to do. He was wanting to lean back like a young Fat Joe. Was it Fat Joe that was leaning back in the day? I think he was. Well, there you go. There, he's fitting right there perfectly. Got his friend here, got a more deluxe version, which we unboxed on the channel. A lot more color apps, a lot more stuff going on with this one, as you can see right there. Very, very cool, though. Like I said, I'm going to have these two. I got two of this guy flanking both sides of him. Look like a posse is what it is. Like a young, is it Cool Mo D? Was he starting up a posse back in the day? Oh, look at my rap credentials, man. They're first rate, aren't they? First rate, of course. I do got a Mythic Legions figure right over here. The unknown one. Oh my gosh, he's unknown. Nobody knows who he is. But like I said, you can mix these guys into this world if you really wanted to. Also got an AEW Jazzwares figure. May look familiar, who knows. But ready to join in the ranks of the Savage Crucible, I guess. I'm going to join the Snake Men, join a team with them. Very, very fun. So a lot of stuff you could do. Your imagination can go as wild as you want with these Savage Crucible figures. You know me, I'm here for that. I'm here for a little imagination any day of the week. So there it is, the Lemurian Slate edition. What are your guys' thoughts? You picking up any of these guys yet? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. This might be a good one to start with if you're on the fence. 20 bucks, really can't beat that at this point. Check out the Savage Crucible at savagecrucible.com, I believe, is the website. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the old notification bells. We got videos every single day, and then some. We're going to have more content for you over on Patreon. Best way to support the channel, as you guys know by now. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. Don't forget social media. SirPaul64 on the X, the _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. So for a little Savage Crucible, I'm a little Savage Kyle, and I'll see you guys all real soon.